priest. Where did the priest live in Jerusalem? Here, in the upper city. Okay, so Caiaphas' house must be one of these rooms here. And Caiaphas also had some, guard rooms near his house, so many believe that that's where Jesus spent the night before the trial. The next morning, they took him to the Antonia. We are now on the western side of Jerusalem, yes? No wonder why that wall of the Temple Mount facing west is known as the Western Wall.
Oh, he found me out.
It's all about directions. Okay. Who remember what was the length of the Western Wall? 1,500. Bravo. 1,500 feet long. 488 meters. This end to that end. And yesterday, it was light. Yes, when we walked down where we walked, could we see 1,500 feet long?
No.
We only saw
200.
I told you yesterday when the Muslims started to build their quarter, like 500, 600 years ago, they put many of their homes against the Western Wall. And by doing this, they blocked more than 1,000 feet of the Western Wall. And what is left is what we saw yesterday, where you went with your prayers and put them in the wall. Yes? So it's a small portion from that big Western Wall, very close to the temple, very close to the Holy of Holies. This complex in the upper city, can you see that group standing? Just behind, there's a big complex that you can see that looks like a palace. That's a palace. This is King Herod's palace. King Herod's palace. Yeah. Can you see how the palace is defended by 3 towers? Yesterday, when we left the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, we walked through the market, the Arab market, on the way to the Jaffa Gate. When we came upstairs from the market, there was a place where I stopped you and I counted. Yes? And some of you went to buy some bags or something. Yeah, we were standing very close to these towers. It's called the Citadel. Okay, but there's only one tower. The Roman army destroyed 2. Okay, and they left only one tower, which is near the Jaffa Gate area. I always, make funny of this by telling the groups when they are asking me, Aaron, why didn't they knock down the 3rd tower? They could do it. So I like to say that they showed a little bit of their generosity, not to destroy the 3rd tower. They knew that 2,000 years later, Jerusalem will have many, many tourists. So they left one tower alive, allowing the tourists to climb to the top of that tower and to enjoy seeing the old city. That's a nice view, by the way, from there. So you see, they destroyed the city, but they left one tower standing. I want to speak about walls, city walls, not Temple Mount walls. Let's put the Temple Mount walls behind. Let's talk about city walls. Do you understand that there are 2 different sets of walls in the ancient times? When we say Eastern Wall, Southern Wall, Western Wall, Northern Wall, these are the 4 retaining walls of the Temple Mount. They are not city walls. So how many walls the city of Jerusalem had? 3 walls. You can see the first wall, following the valleys, and then going back to the Western Wall. Can you see it? The first wall. It is called the first wall because it was built first. There is a second wall. Where is the second wall? It is the small one that will start from just a little bit behind the three towers, yes, and will go north and will make a turn and will come back to the Antonia. Can you see how small? That's the second wall. And there is also a third wall. Can you see that group standing down there? You can see how big is the third wall expanding Jerusalem to the north. And look how flat Jerusalem is towards the north. So that's the third wall. First, second, third. I'm going to teach you in 2 minutes something very important that we as students in universities need to learn within a semester. And you're going to learn this in 2 minutes. Okay. And the question is, how many walls Jerusalem had when Jesus died on the cross and buried in the tomb? Because you know that the tomb must be outside the wall, the city wall. The question is, you know, where is the tomb and how many walls? Okay. Who built, you're right, who built the first wall? Herod the Great. Who built the second wall? Herod the Great. Who built the third wall? When we say Herod the Great, they were built minimum 30 years before Jesus died on the cross. Okay, so they already existed. Who built the third wall of Jerusalem? Not Herod the Great. His grandson. And his grandson's name was Herod Agrippa I. Have you heard the name Agrippa I? Yes? He was also a king in Jerusalem. We know exactly the years when he reigned. He reigned over Jerusalem 3 years. Between 41 and 44 AD. What year Jesus died? About 33. Okay. Do you understand that the third wall didn't exist when he was put in the tomb? It will only be built 9 years later. And that's a very, very important segment. So the tomb needs to be outside the second wall. Okay. Follow the second wall from, you know what, let's go and stand there. It's better.